Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I actually came down here and was about to go live. I was actually getting ready to switch from my headphones to my lav mic and realized that I did not print the weekly reports, or I left them in the printer. So I run upstairs to get them, and they're not in the printer. I know I printed them. I ended up having to turn off the printer and turn it back on, and then they printed, but it took a few minutes. So So anyways, I don't get paid for you guys. Can't fire me even if I'm late. So how is everybody? I have Deborah, Jason, Candy, and Cindy. Hello. Deborah, good morning from cold Florida. I'm thinking those of us who live north of Florida probably don't think it's cold there. I bet Cindy doesn't think it's cold in Florida. She's from New Hampshire. I went to New Hampshire in January. It was cold. I realized that I didn't know what cold was until I was in New Hampshire in January. Anyone do the lucky draw? I just won teaching props. I saw it in my email. I didn't do it. How was everyone's classes today? I had 4 mostly regulars, 1 semi-new student that doesn't pay attention, the same one I talked about last week. You know what, you guys? Are you with me? Like, I would rather have a student who's struggles over everything than a student that just isn't paying attention to what we're doing. Like, that is, there's just something about people not paying attention to you. Anyways, let me know how your classes went this morning. I know there's a bit of a delay, so while you're writing to me about your classes, I'll start reading the VIPKID weekly report. Congratulations, Anastasia BR, the winner of last week's Ox Dino. As promised, we're giving away Ox Dino each week. So you have to click on there and fill out a form for Ox Dino. I already did it because I read this in preparation for talking to you. Plus, don't forget to check out the Lunar New Year Hub for all things related to our Year of the Ox celebrations. All right, read on the updates. All right. Register for our Lunar New Year workshop. If you'd like to learn more about Lunar New Year and how to celebrate with your students, register for our limited time workshop. You can learn about festival history and how to build rapport, festival customs and possible extension opportunities, how to incorporate Spring Festival and themed reward systems into your classes. You'll also have an opportunity to ask questions and hear from your fellow teachers. Okay, yeah, and manage your slots more effectively with the Slot Assistant, a new addition in the teacher portal. In order to help you identify and open slots that are likely to be booked, we revised the booking request page and turned that into the Slot Assistant. There are 3 opponents to the Slot Assistant. Slots Overview lets you review your slot data from your previous week, the amount of slots you opened that were booked. Current Recommendations tells you which slots to open to maximize your chances of being booked. All teachers accept booking requests from here, and some teachers can open high probability slots. High probability slots are visible on the mobile app. Does anyone alter the slots you open due to the high probability slots? I don't, but now you can see them on the mobile app. Hello, Marianne. You haven't been here in a while. Good to see you. All right, back to the weekly report. Try not to get distracted by the chat. The high probability label is now visible on the time slots tab of the mobile app, making it easier for you to choose which slots to open. In order to see high probability slots, update your app to the latest version. We're sending your Form 1099 NEC, and let me get to the next page. All right, between January 25th and 29th, we will be sending you your Form 1099 to the full taxable year of 2020 if you meet associated payment threshold of $600 a year. Definitely made that threshold. That's someone who uses VIPKID as a backup, probably who would not make that one, or just started. This only applies if you're an U.S. national or U.S. resident, right? If you're Canadian, this doesn't apply to you. If you opted to receive an electronic copy, you'll receive an email with the subject line tax document from VIPKID. I don't know how I'm getting mine because every time they emailed asking me, I just ignored the email. So I'll have to see how they're sending mine. Please note that all teachers contracted with VIPKID that are U.S. nationals required to pay taxes. Yeah, we all know that. Okay, VIPKID by the numbers. Download our free ebook. When we finished Little Book of Big Numbers inside the world's fastest growing online education company at the beginning of 2020, online education did not look like what it has become today. 2020 brought a lot of changes to the world, but VIPKID has been bringing magic to online education longer. Yes, I feel like all of us, because we work at VIPKID, we're already ready. The VIPKID teachers who are also brick and mortar teachers talked a lot about how they felt like they were already ready for this and they were helping their coworkers. In 2020, the most classes taught at VIPKID in a single day was approximately 200,000, which is like 369 schools worth of students, each receiving a tailored one-to-one class from their own private teacher. What's on the table for New Year's Eve? The food of Lunar New Year. You may want to skip this section if you're feeling a bit peckish because your mouth is about to water. I just had breakfast, so I'm good. Plus, I don't really like Chinese food. Hi, Rebecca. All right, the feast on New Year's Eve is no small affair, but what exactly is on the table depends on the region. In the south of China, it's common to eat, I am not going to try to say it, sweet rice balls. It's spelled Tangyuan, Tungyang. I don't know. I tried it. Tungyang is associated with togetherness, which makes it perfect Lunar New Year food. And I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. In the north, the main item on the menu is dumplings. I have heard this from the VIPKID lessons and my students. Dumplings represent the change from one year to the next. So it's common to eat dumplings right at midnight or first thing in the morning on New Year's Day. Fish is also a staple of New Year's Day, since the Chinese word for fish also sounds like the word for extra or surplus. This represents hope for a surplus of money and resources by the end of the year. All right, NIANGAO, rice cakes is what they are popular on New Year's Eve because GAO means up. If you eat these things, you will look up in the new year. Seasonal props from 6 Apple program. Our network perk, always on the hunt for seasonal props. The 6 Apple program has you covered with our newest perk. Get free downloadable props to help bring the seasons, festivals, and more into your classroom. Has anyone used these downloadable props from VIPKID? Let me know. Every so often, we'll update the set of props available for download. The current ones available are all winter themed. All right, go to the 6 Apple page. Virtual meetups. Let me know if you're hosted, if you've done a virtual meetup recently. I haven't, but I've been very busy. The Lunar New Year celebrations continue. In case you missed it last week, as of January 15th, all registered meetup hosts are available to raffle off 3 discount codes for swag at their virtual meetups. The codes will be for 3 attendee winners to use at the VIPKID Meetup Swag Store, a store for raffle winners. Hosts will receive information for how to access the codes and winner directions of their meetup. So if you're interested in a chance at getting discounted swag, check the community events page, updated weekly. And don't forget to check out Lunar New Year Hub. Trending topics, service update, January 19th from 12:05 to 12:50 a.m. Beijing time. So that was yesterday. Actually, I did all but one feedback. I got distracted and came back to it, and it happened to be during that time. I got it in like an hour later, but yeah. Updated best practices for navigating sensitive questions or topics during class. What to do if I'm a teacher impacted by severe weather or outages, and a reminder about Lunar New Year. Any of us that have been around, we already know about Lunar New Year, but if you're new, There's Lunar New Year. All right. So that was VIP Kid. Let's see. Danny, I love their traditions of cleaning and bathing on New Year's Eve and not doing any cleaning on New Year's Day. Can't wash the good luck. Danny, didn't you celebrate last year by not cleaning your house? I remember that. You said on a live. Cindy, listening while getting the kids going with school. Oh, well, thanks for watching while you're doing other things. I do that too. It's freezing cold here. Of course it is. It's New Hampshire, way up here. All right. And Candy, I would love a dino doll. Me too. I don't feel like buying one, especially for full price, especially I'm going to be cutting back my hours at VIPKID, but hey, I would win one, or if I got it discounted. Okay, now I'm on to GOGOKID. Did anyone work at GOGOKID this morning? I didn't. Wish your students a happy new year. Unlike the US and Canada and China, the new year does officially begin till Spring Festival. We all know this. On February 12th, each kid in China looks forward to Chinese New Year. It entails gifts, gourmet food, and family reunions. Here at GOGOKID, the most grand festival of the year brings one more thing to be excited about: receiving New Year's well wishes from their beloved teachers thousands of miles away. We'd like to invite you to make their holiday merrier and more delightful by recording a short video sharing your love, care, and well wishes for the new year. So send a video to your students at GOGOKID. So every video submitted will be sent directly to the students selected by the submitted teacher. That's nice. In addition to sharing these videos with your students, you'll also have the chance to receive some prizes. Okay, Clean Your Desk Day contest winners. Did anyone enter? I did not. Yeah, did not. As you may know, the last week in honor of National Clean Your Desk Day, we had a Clean Your Desk Day contest with so many awesome before and after pictures. All right, are you looking for motivation to get your desk and classroom clean? Check out these teacher winning photos. Okay, and you can win a uni doll. Classroom makeover is setting up a functional teaching space. If you're like most teachers, setting up a functional teaching space that serves you and your style is not as easy as it seems. While everyone seems to have a dream workspace in mind, it's often difficult to make a dream image into a reality. So if you're struggling to create this space that meets your style, you're in luck. We've compiled a list of some of the most common organizational methods used by GoGo teachers with 7 methods highlighted. You'll be sure to find a suggestion. Check out all of our organizational and decorational suggestions here. All right, number 4, Beyond the Stars Creative Rewards Contest. We all want to feel successful, and so do our students. Everyone loves to be rewarded for their hard work and accomplishment. As an essential part of the class, a great reward system can boost students' confidence, draw their attention, cultivate good behavior, and lead to high-quality learning experience. As a matter of fact, reward systems are so important. We're now holding a contest to share and inspire ideas of both effective and attractive rewards. So if you think your rewards are great, you can win up to $30. So I know GoGoKid has always put more emphasis on rewards even than VIPKID. So they're doing a contest to try to get people to have rewards. 5, when should we use the help button during class? So these are when to not use it. My student is distracted. I actually saw, it was on VIPKID though. Several teachers say if their students just playing video games, they'll call the firemen. I don't call for that reason. What about you guys? Another reason not to call the help button at GoGoKid, my student has not arrived. When to use the help button, my student is being rude or showing his private parts. Okay, I would think if they're showing their private parts, you should be able to leave. VIPKID allows that. Number 2, my student is gone, like without saying a word, like they were there and then they left, not they never came. Number 3, my student is doing dangerous things. And number 4, the student covers his or her camera and I can't see him or her. Okay, so they give more details. for reasons not to. The student's distracted. We have a lot of young learners. I'm going to summarize because I did read this ahead of time. So basically they're saying if the student's just distracted, that's up to you to do things to try to engage them. They were mainly giving the example of little kids who have short attention spans. They weren't mentioning the older kids who are playing video games who do know better. But they were saying that's basically up to you. I have to say, some days I just door it with students like that. I just get through the lesson and hope the parents watch the video. My student has not arrived yet. There will be a special button to notify parents of the lateness of students. Your patience is greatly appreciated. They go into more reasons to use the help button. They don't give any more explanation of the student showing their private parts. I think that one's self-explanatory. So their explanation for my student is gone without saying a word. The student was there a second ago and suddenly he or she is gone. I can't see the image from my side. The student's left and hasn't come back after I called his or her name several times. Okay, more explanation for my students doing something dangerous. Please use the help button if they may harm him or herself. I would think, or maybe another person too. It doesn't say that, but. Number 4, the student covers his or her camera and I cannot see her. Oops, it is not the right way to play peekaboo. Number 6, do you know how to operate trial class level adjustment? I haven't worked at GOGOKID in a while, but I've never liked this feature, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Teachers need the ability to determine which level the student should be placed at during a trial lesson. So you can adjust the trial at GOGOKID. There's more to it. Let me read it, then I'll explain. Okay, number 1, you don't need to press adjust level button when you believe the content is suitable for the student. Self-explanatory. Number 2, you are only able to adjust the level once when you are on slide number 1 to number 10, and the button will be grayed out and is not clickable. You will be brought to slide number 5 of the corresponding trial lessons after you confirm the adjustment. 4, you will only be able to change one level up or down from the current level, so you can't go all over the place like VIPKID used to allow you to do. Number 5, you will not be able to change the level down for K1, our lowest level student, or change a level up for L4, our highest level. Okay, duh. Okay, number 6, you will see a particular assessment slide only in Trial 1.0 lessons, which don't have the Trial 2.0 tag. 7, you can ignore the 4th teaching tip on the assessment slide because you can move on without pressing the button. Okay. So my only thing is I haven't done these in a while, but for me, I think the problem with it is you have to, it's like the first or second slide. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't done a GOGOKID trial in a while. So you have to assess really early on. And sometimes you can't really tell. And I had this happen once, and I've seen this on the Facebook pages. So sometimes you'll have a student who's super shy. So they won't say anything or answer. And then you find out later they really could do the content. They were just shy, but you had it go down a level because you thought they weren't answering you because they didn't know the content, not because they were shy. I don't know. Have you guys had trouble with this, or do you agree, disagree? Go ahead. Let me know. Number 7. Mini workshop student talk time. Student output is an essential part of any second language. Parents all love to see their kids are able to speak English and communicate with online teachers in English classroom. How can we encourage more student output even when teaching a beginner level shy student? This Friday, let's talk about it. So it's a workshop on Friday. Talk time, it's all about the student. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern. Oh my goodness, don't they know we work online? That's late. I wouldn't go to one that's late. But if maybe you nap during the day and you're 7 p.m., there was a workshop. Number 8, reduce negative effects on teachers caused by COVID-19. As COVID-19 continues to be rampant all over the world, we've noticed that dozens of classes have been canceled due to the contagious. Let me sum it up for you because I did read ahead of time. They're basically encouraging you, the more advanced notice that you give, the better. If you know you're sick, it's time to book somebody else. Of course, sometimes you don't know, but I do know there's people who are like, well, I feel horrible now. I'll wait and see how I feel in the morning. Maybe in that situation, it'd be better just to cancel ahead of time. But it seems like they're very gracious about it. 'Cause you know how when you read the GOGOKID report, maybe you don't know. That's why you're coming to my channel, because you listen to me read it. But you can comment because it's on Fresh Desk. And I did see one girl comment that they were very gracious and worked with her and gave her soft cancellations. So I think they're willing to work with you. They're just encouraging and give notice due. All right. So they give practical suggestions. Keep your slots closed and take time to rest. Okay, this is all stuff you guys know. All right, helpful suggestions from the IT support team. Number one, please keep your computer connected to a power source when teaching so as to prevent further functions of your computer. I think we all know this. A couple times I've forgotten. Number two, in the mini quizzes features in some classes, once teachers click start button, the defaulted model on the student side is only point mode. The students can only use point function rather than pen. Only after teachers click the end button to end the quiz can the students regain the pen function. If you are on a slide with the AI mini quiz, you do not need to contact IT support for the issue. All classroom tools will function. Has anyone had problems with that? Again, GOGOKID's my backup. All right, let me see what you guys are saying about, if you're commenting about GOGOKID and what I just read. Jason did a GOGO class at midnight. Nice. Workspace is so important for me for happiness. Yeah. You know what I do though? It's lots of times like I'm going to stay and clean my desk, but then when the classes are over, I want nothing more than to leave this space. Like I don't want to be here anymore. But what I do is before my Outschool classes, I'll come and clean it. Danny, I still do the dice game for so many different games on Outschool. Oh, I don't think I've done the dice game on Outschool, but I teach more group classes. I know you do a lot more smaller classes and tutoring, but I do use it at VIPKID a lot. Jason, I don't call if students are distracted. That's wasting the fireman's time with petty stuff when they could be helping real issues. I agree. Totally agree with that. Danny, I didn't like that at VIPKID either. Okay, I'm not sure what you're referring to with that. Exactly. They open up later. You can't switch back at GOGOKID, correct? When you are, once you switch the levels, you can't switch back. With VIPKID, you could switch all the time, which was awesome. Sometimes I would just, if I got through a lesson too fast, I would just do another lesson. Or there was a lesson in level 3 which was animals, and that was my default go-to lesson because what kid doesn't like animals? So sometimes if the kid was having a hard time or we finished early, I would go to the animal lesson. And hello, Laura. Rebecca, I signed my new contract with GOGOKID, but not opening for them right now. Bookings were too spotty. I'm the same way. They're completely my backup. I work there once in a while. Thumbs up the live. Thank you, Danny. 7 p.m. Eastern is 4 p.m. Pacific. Not too late. Okay, yeah. But they do get up in the middle of the night but I imagine they probably nap over there at Pacific time. My Mac is only 2 years old and I have to keep it plugged in constantly or it dies. Yes, I love Jason. I love the mini quizzes. I do little dances while they're making their choices. Cute. Rebecca, but you can only do the quiz once. So if you cancel it too early for them to redo it, they don't get gems. Okay, good to know. All right, great. Well, that's it for the weekly reports. And I was going to talk to you guys about a few other things too. As you saw, I wanted to talk about my goals for my personal goals and Outschool. I mean, with personal goals, it just helps to tell people publicly. I think I told you what my goals were right after the new year, and I just wanted to doing. Saying it publicly helps to keep you accountable. So I'll talk about Outschool first. Danny's Outschool. She's excited. Yes, I'm almost to the point where I'm not teaching at VIPKID anymore. This is my last full week. And this coming Saturday, I only have one class. The next 2 weeks are kind of spotty. Before I had definitely decided I was not going to accept those priority booking requests, I did accept some 4-week ones. So I have maybe like 2 days. But even if it's the first slot of the day, I did not open the slots after it. I figure then if they cancel, I don't have to work. I could try to open short notice. If it doesn't book, then I'm up early. Then I have more time to prep for my Outschool classes. So it's coming where I don't have to get up early every day. I can't wait for that. Yay, Outschool. Rebecca's excited about Outschool too. Okay, so I'm thinking I may have made a slight mistake on Outschool. Let me tell you what I did. This is my advice. I'll probably do a separate video about this too, so it can stand on its own. But I'll just tell you guys, because these live streams are like friends talking to, in addition to me doing the weekly report. So here's the mistake I made. If you have fully booked popular classes, you should open new sections of those classes before you go and create new classes. That's my advice. So I wanted to expand my Outschool business, so I just started creating new classes. Well, I mean, this is only the second week. I'm a little afraid I bit off more than I can chew. Give me a few weeks to get into it, and I'll see how I feel after. I'm not also doing VIPKID, but I do a lot of book classes, and now I have an insane amount of books to read. And some of the new classes only have like, the brand new ones only maybe have like 2 learners. So here I'm doing all this extra work for not that many students. And the popular classes, I kept my students off at 8. Occasionally, like if requested, I'll open it to like 9. So here I am. I have classes that are fully booked, 8, 9 students, 2 sections. I have 2 classes like this, 2 sections fully booked. And for one of the classes, I did open a new section, which already has 5 learners. Just got 2 more last night, her brother and sister. So if you open a new section, well, obviously you don't have any more work to do, right? You're already doing work. You're just adding another class. So here I added all these other classes. I now have more work to do. And so far, they are still new. I'm not making that much money off of it. So we will have to see. Maybe the classes, if they don't end up getting more learners as time goes, I'll probably just do one run of them and then stop them. Yeah, Jason. Oh, yeah, it's so easy to overschedule. It is. Danny, I did that too. Yeah. Do you still have is it still a problem for you, Danny, or have you phased out those classes that are too many? Jason, eventually I'll try Outschool. I think I'll have to be a summer project for me to attempt. Yeah, that'll be awesome, Jason. All right, there's so many of us that work there, obviously, that you could get help from. So I will have to see how that goes. And I did schedule a bunch of American Girl classes, my Tea Party one-time classes. I just scheduled them last night and already had a booking. The only way to learn is make mistakes. Yes, I'll update my schedule this week. Jerry, hi. Yes, with new class. A whole new set of work. This is super hard for art teachers too. Oh yeah, I bet. You probably have a lot of prep work with art, plus a lot of like when switching from one class to another. Hi, Tim. I already read the week. If anyone wants to, after this is over, go back and listen to the beginning. Jason will do a boys baking class. Do it. That would be definitely a small niche for you. That's not there. All right. So, and hello, Gwen. All right. So yes, that is Outschool. Oh, so I have some of my new classes. I only have 1 or 2 students, and then I'll get a schedule request. And I'm like, well, the one I have open only has 1 or 2. So especially if it's only 1, what I will do is message the mom or dad through Outschool and say, you're the only student in this class, but I got a request for this time. Would you be able to do this time? And, you know, some people have super open schedules, like they're home. And if they say yes, then great. Now I can have 2 or 3 students in a class instead of just 1. So I've had to do a lot of parent communication this week. like around, like, hey, do you mind moving to Friday? I had another student request that. He's the only student in the class, So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, you should have just opened more sections for the classes I already had. Yeah, online teacher. Do you want to hear about? I do want to hear about your personal goals. I've not shared my personal goals. So anyways, that's Outschool. So my personal goals were to exercise, and I've been doing great about that. I've been doing my elliptical some days when I'm busy at Outschool and I'm in sitting all day. I'll go do my elliptical. I did that like 5 times last week. I started the month doing yoga with Adrian. Danny and I have been going to Heather. If anyone doesn't know, teacher Heather is a VIPKID teacher who also does yoga classes. It's called Green Light Yoga. And Danny and I hold each other accountable. We'll ask each other through text, hey, are you going to yoga today? And there's some days when I had the time free, but I would not have gone had she not asked me. And the same thing. So having a friend just ask you really does help. And I also like doing different forms of exercise. So you work different things. I get the cardio with the elliptical. I get strength training with yoga, stretching and strength. She has different kinds. So yesterday we did, I don't know the names of the different kinds of yoga. Danny can write it in there. But she did one that focused more on strength. And oh boy, was it hard. It was slower. Literally, we were halfway through the class and I thought we only have 15 minutes left and we had 30. Yeah. So Danny said Heather once or twice a week. Yes, that's what I'm doing. Her once or twice a week, along with my elliptical. Maybe some days go on walks or something when the weather's nice again, but not right now. Trying to eat healthy. I don't do like a specific diet. Like I see people on all of these very specific diets. I've tried all of those in the past. We all know what we're supposed to do, right? I'm trying to just stay away from sugar. Sometimes I don't eat perfect, but here's a strategy I've tried in the past, and it worked yesterday too. Sometimes I will add a salad to the main meal, or around 3:00 when you're like super hungry and it's not really dinner time yet, I'll have a salad at that time. So I did that yesterday. So my family had spaghetti and meatballs, not a super healthy meal, but I had had a salad before, so that helped me eat less. So you know what I mean? I really don't like counting calories or doing specific diets where you cut out things. Plus, I'm not really good at keeping track. They end up being temporary anyway. Work on kind of a lifestyle change that can be long-term. So anyways, you know what you need to do. Another goal of mine has been decluttering, and I have been doing a lot of that. Starting right after Christmas, I have sent so many bags of stuff to Goodwill. So yesterday I had, my plans got canceled, my tutoring. So I had the time. My kids were off for Martin Luther King Day. And my son and I went through and decluttered his closet, which was long overdue. Like some of that stuff was more than 2 sizes too small. He's been growing fast, but it also had been a while. So I had 6 bags just from his room of stuff to give away, of like clothes and shoes that were too small, plus, things to throw away. So I've been decluttering, and, I did my own stuff. I did my daughter's stuff. I've kind of been working little by little on each room when I get the time. So that's been a goal. So I feel like we're only in January, but I feel like so far I'm doing really well with my goals. I hope I keep continuing to go with my goals. And let's see what you guys are saying. That's a cool idea, Jason. Okay, did I miss something? Let's see. I love your Outschool advice. You probably mean short videos about what you've learned on Outschool, Kelly. I know. One of the reasons I only ever come on Tuesdays is because I don't always have time to do that. Yes, love Heather once a week. I know I need the day off today. After that, I have 2 PE classes. Okay. Same, Kelly. I say more fruits and veggies. Yes. Are you still doing Outschool Summit? I'll talk about that in a second. Candy, Kelly, is there our kid-to-kid consignment store near you? You can make a few dollars. Yes, there are. I've done that in the past. It is a little more work because you kind of have to organize it. You have to give it to them. They don't always accept all of it. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to be done with it. So I just put it all in bags. I haven't sent it to Goodwill yet, so I could do that. But I've done that before. I do feel like it's just a lot more work for not that much more money. So, all right. So Tim, we are still doing summits. We are discussing it amongst each other. It's kind of hard to get 4 people's schedules together. Short term, what we are doing is actually not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. I think it's the 30th, whatever that Sunday is, the last Sunday in January. We're going to do like a coaching Q&A, whoever wants it. So people who came to the summit, if you have more questions and want more personalized questions, on Sunday the 30th, I think it is, Sunday, we will be doing that, and we're discussing doing another summit in March, and we're discussing what the date is and what the topics will be. So still planning that. Just like I said, it's hard with 4 people to get that together. Yes. So actually, let's see what you guys are saying. That is it for Outschool and my goals and things like that. Thank you all for coming today. I have 3 Outschool classes today and 1 that I still need to prep for. So I do need to get off and get going with that. But yeah, and I'll let you know next week how taking time off is doing. I'll only have done it a couple days by the time you guys see me next week. But all right, well, thanks for coming today. You're welcome, Danny. And I will see you next week. Bye. Zaijian.